welcome to another one of Wally's weekend drives. Let me tell you, first thing, you're lucky I'm here, man. I was having so much fun with this new Ford Raptor, I almost didn't want to come home. We are up here at Camelback Ford on Camelback, just off the 51, probably the most friendly off-road vehicle dealership you're ever going to find. So let's take a look at this Raptor. The first thing you're going to notice, look at all the LED lights and everything on this. And in fact, these rigid lights down here, definitely made for the off-road person when you're heading across the desert at 100 miles an hour or better, which this thing is perfectly capable of. You need to be able to light the way at night because that Baja 1000 takes almost 24 hours to get all the way down to the bottom. So one thing that you'll notice too, full skid plates underneath here, aluminum skid plates, very unique grille up here in the front. Inside you can't really see, but there's shutters that open and close depending on what the air needs of the motor is. Speaking of the motor, let's talk about a third generation 3.5 liter EcoBoost twin turbo V6. This thing, you think a V6 isn't enough? How about 450 horse and 510 foot-pounds of torque, backed up by a 10-speed transmission, gives you the perfect power, the perfect gear range. You're always finding the right gear. But let's take a look here, because when you're off-road, you need ground clearance for sure, and you need suspension. Ford has satisfied both of these. 37-inch tall, all-terrain BF Goodrich tires, off-road tires right here, mounted on 17-inch alloy wheels. But you say those are big tires, it's got all the power to turn them for sure. Now, right behind there, a Fox shock. In fact, all four corners have Fox shocks that are internal bypass shocks. So what that means is when you go off a jump or something, the suspension drops down very quickly, and when you land, it's like landing on a marshmallow. These things are, number one, they're expensive. Number two, they work really well. Okay, so if you look at the side here, we've got lights underneath here and cameras all over this thing, because if you're off-road, you need to see what you're doing. And then, if you get in a tight spot, these mirrors do fold in electronically, but to get inside, cast aluminum floorboards right there that are tough. You can see that right there. Built Ford tough for sure. But let's go to the back here and take a look if we can, Aaron, because you can see that Fox shock a little bit better back here. And what that does is that allows, when you go off a jump, let's give you a reference here. This is sitting here static. When you go off a jump, this 5-link suspension, the top of the tire is going to be about down here. So when it lands, it sucks up the landing. And again, it's like landing on a marshmallow. Also in the back there is a electronic tailgate that opens and closes from a button inside the cab. And if you're a working kind of person, let's take a look inside. Okay, we made our way inside, and believe me, the inside's just as cool as the outside. This thing is definitely a purpose-built off-road truck. So if you're looking for amateur style or even pro style off-road, you know, we do live here in the desert, this is probably the vehicle. If you look right up here on the steering wheel, you see this red stripe in the center? Sometimes when you're running 100, 120 across the desert, you get a little busy with the steering wheel, you lose reference to where you're at. This always brings you back to straight, if nothing else. Now, if we look also, you'll see right here on the steering wheel, you know, there's an exhaust control. You can actually adjust your exhaust from quiet, normal, sport, or full-on Baja, which is basically like no muffler at all, just kind of running straight through, which is good because this twin turbo V6 definitely needs to pass some power out. So if we look at that, that's a good thing. But now let's go ahead and look at the four-wheel drive right here. So if you push this button right here, you're going to kick it into four-wheel drive. So you can go two-wheel drive is where you drive on the street. 4 high here would be like snow if you're heading to Flagstaff or something. 4 low is off-road, and then 4A is 4 automatic. So that's going to shift in and out of four-wheel drive as it's needed. If you look down in here in the center, you're going to see also you got your wireless phone charger right there, USB and USB-C outlets here and in the back both, but also right here you got 120 volt 20 amp AC, and it also has the same thing in the bed of the truck, which is really important, so you can use it for work or for a laptop or something. And speaking of laptops, check this out. If you decide you're going to use this for a work truck, that folds down, this folds down, you got a perfect workplace right here, got your laptop going on, this is all happening right here, and this is in an off-road truck, so that's pretty hard to beat in my book anyway. So also there's a secret compartment here. Say for instance you want to carry something you don't want everybody to see or have their hands on. right there, you got a little secret compartment right there going on. So it's pretty cool. This truck in general is going to do everything you need it to do it in style, do it with 4 or 5 people inside, and in the summertime here in Arizona, the air conditioner works great. Okay, so we've shown you the outside, we've shown you the inside. If you're a working man, this is your truck. If you're an off-roader, this is definitely your truck. Again, we're up here at Camelback Ford. Stop on up here. It's on Camelback in the 51. Again, the most friendliest off-road dealership you're going to find. You see the Bronco right there? Come on up, see Herb Janukian, tell him you want the Wally deal.